So she took out a revolver and unloaded it into the back of his seat. Okay, I get where she's coming from. All right, chat. The danger of rideshare apps. Okay.
Welcome back to the Papa Me channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're talking about rideshare apps. Oh, god damn. Rideshare apps like Uber or Lyft have become a necessary part of everyday life for many people. It's also become a
I don't even know any other rideshare apps. I just know Uber and Lyft. Yeah.
major source of income for its employees. Almost anyone with a functioning vehicle can now make money driving for these companies. As of 2025, nearly 8 million people drive for Uber. Just Uber.
Wow.
I thought people were boycotting Uber because it was dangerous. They kept like hiring people that would like beat the shit out of you while they were driving around.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they should have a bit of a more... They should have a bit more of a thorough check on who gets to drive an Uber.
Oh, I didn't know. Really?
Around where I live, it's mostly just like old people who just drive to make money.
That's why people were like, I use Lyft now. And I was like, well, goddamn, dude, I don't want some like Russian dude beating the hell out of me while I'm driving around in LA. And as more and more people flock to these services, it's only natural that there will also be an increase in bizarre and shocking incidents that happen in them, right? Even just throughout 2019 to 20.
Bro, what the fuck? Is he just swinging on this Uber driver? Just fucking just beats the shit out of the Uber driver.
2020, there were recorded 20 fatalities due to physical assaults with
People were murdering people in Ubers?
most victims being passengers.
Oh, so the drivers were just killing the fucking passengers?
You think it would be the opposite?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it would be drivers, but
There was that one video of the Indian. I'm pretty sure it's Uber, but he's like, the girl's filming him, and he's just like, in India, I would you.
what?
You must have been kidnapped by me.
You've been kidnapped by you?
Of course. Because there is no option to get you, right?
And she's like, good thing we're not in India.
Yeah, imagine getting dropped off to your coffee date with your buddies after that happened. Fuck's sakes, dude. And as it turns out, there are a lot of crazy drivers as well as passengers using these rideshare apps. There are countless examples like the infamous 2016 "Get Out of My Car" video that went viral
I fucking love that video.
years back. Even Psychic Pebbles
Get out of my car now!
did a nice animation of it that was beautiful.
Can you get her out of my car, please?
Essentially, a female passenger refuses to get off an Uber because she was dropped off at the exact spot she wanted at the hospital, and the man claims that she made him wait way too long for the pickup on top of being rude and condescending to her. It's a fucking nightmare video. It's what I actually embody hell being like. You are not to yell at me?
Fucking get out of my car!
But you're not to yell at me.
And it got me thinking, just how absurd can these stories get? And what we found ranges from ridiculously stupid to absolutely horrific.
Uber horror stories.
We're gonna ease into it a bit here with something particularly
Yo, I feel like Uber drivers are just upgrading by the day. I feel like every time I get in an Uber, there's another screen. I don't even know what they use that shit for.
stupid. The drunk farting Uber passenger. In 2019, a 35-year-old man from the UK named James Mallet was riding in an
It's a crazy picture to show when you talk about the UK.
Uber on the way to a nightclub, and at one point, he started farting. The driver, Alexander Bochev, had gotten fed up with the smell and the disrespect. He told James and his three friends to get out of the car. James, intoxicated, angered by this demand, started threatening to fight him, and he eventually struck him in the head, which led to a full-on fight between the two.
Can you actually do that? Like if someone's just farting in your Uber like during your ride and you're the driver, can you just kick them out of the car? I think that's kind of fucked up. You could just tell them to stop. Well, maybe he did tell them to stop and they didn't.
That ended in Bochev breaking a finger. Another passenger broke up the fight, and James later admitted to the police that he physically assaulted the man. In the end, he was given 120 hours of community service, a $650 fine, and 6 months in prison.
What the fuck? Yo, they laid the book on that guy.
Whoa.
Man, that was that's more than a slap on the wrist there, dude. Sadly, the driver was unable to work his job after breaking his finger, and in the end, he quit his job.
Yo, that dude got fucked over some guy literally ripping ass in his car. Bro, he told him to leave, he didn't listen, so he kicked him out of his car, and then they just started fighting each other. and then he breaks his finger, loses his job, gets fined, has hours of community service, and he was in jail for 6 months. It's fucked up.
With
I would
Uber.
sue that guy. He'd be like, you ruined my life.
And eventually lost both his car and his house. Now homeless, he was
Yo, this story keeps getting worse.
forced to return to his home in Bulgaria.
Jeez.
This is how we start light? Jesus! Justice for my man! Is there nothing we can do? God damn! Honestly, getting out of the UK, that's a positive at least.
Hold on. You could still
To Bulgaria.
drive a car with a
They
broken
get immigrated? Why'd he go to Bulgaria?
finger.
Well, what I'm thinking is this. Did Uber kick him off because he participated in the fight? Which you would say is self-defense. The guy struck him in the head. I want answers, Uber. I want answers.
Get out of here, you stink.
Yeah, you get out of UK. Get out of the UK. We don't want...
What the fuck? Wait, the dude hit him first and then he still had to do all that?
Anymore. But let's shift gears. It's a car from down south and go up north. What I mean by that is let's talk about the Uber driver that assaulted a man for burping.
This is something we had a simple.
VidCon one year, and we were staying in LA, but we took an Uber up to Anaheim. The entire drive, which that was a long drive. You just get to there. Which at first I thought, isn't that a sign of a heart attack too? It's some sign of like, maybe not a stroke, but there's something to where, I mean, it was every 3 seconds, 4 seconds. It kept clearing his throat like,
Yo, I'd get so annoyed. I'd actually be like, dude, can you shut the fuck up? Some guy's just like, your Uber driver's just like driving you to your destination. Every like 30 seconds, he just goes, and then he just acts like nothing happened. Like there's no music playing or nothing. Just complete silence. And you have to listen to this dude burp. Fuck. He's falling asleep at the wheel too. Yo, I would have been like, pull over. I'll walk. We'll walk the rest of the way. Fuck this.
please don't kill us. That was also one of the guys too, or no. I'm thinking of Austin. When that guy stopped in the middle of the highway. Me and Nick were in Austin and this guy, this Uber driver stopped in the middle of the highway so he didn't miss his exit, and cars were like zooming past and we were like, you can't stop here! You can't stop! And he's like, hey, yeah, whatever. It was Anyways, what are we talking? The burping guy. This happened in 2012 when a man from Arlington named Seth Bender got into an Uber. According to the lawsuit, quote, shortly after entering the vehicle, Mr. Bender burped, and after excusing himself, the driver became irate and started ranting and yelling that he...
Bro, you get into an Uber and you burp once and then you're like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. And the driver just starts fucking crashing out. He starts like throwing shit in the back seat. He's got like a McDonald's water cup. He just chucks it in his back seat. He turns. He turns. He's like, you think you could burp in my fucking car?
hates Americans and homosexuals and a number...
Oh my fuck. Yo, that got discriminative quick.
Of other derogatory comments. One burp just sets off the motherfuckers. The gays! The goddamn gays! Fuck! It'd be funny if he had like a Sprite too in his hand. He was afraid to drink the Sprite after that.
Do you still?
Oh, dude. If I was that guy, I would never burp again in any public transportation.
Take the Uber right after that?
You have to. Well, this is middle of the drive.
Oh, I thought it was like right as he went in.
Listen, dude, I've had a lot of extremely offensive like old dudes in LA, when you pick them up, they're just like, yep.
Did the mouth on that thing move?
He was afraid to drink the Sprite after that.
Do you still take the Uber right after that?
You have to. Well, this is middle of the drive.
Oh, I thought it was like right as he went in.
Listen, dude, I've had a lot of extremely offensive like old dudes in LA, when you pick them up, they're just like, yep, got the big man back in the office, so maybe we can get some of these its and theys and whatever out of this goddamn city. And you're just like... You're like on the way to like a fucking like coffee shop or bakery or whatever, and I'm like, I just wanted a scone, man. I'm not trying to get, it's too early to be fucking ranting and raving about this. If anything, I just do, oh yeah. 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 I feel you, man. But things only escalated from there. Bender was kicked out of the car, but the driver, Hamzu Abu Sharia, followed him. He spat at him and slapped him. The lawsuit that would later take place and
Are we still talking about the dude who burped in the car?
aimed to sue Uber as well as the driver for a combined $750,000 in damages, on top of extreme embarrassment and humiliation, fright, and emotional distress. The driver was eventually fired, and the results of the case are unknown. I'm gonna go on a fucking limb because I've been pinned between vehicles in my wreck, and let me tell you, he ain't getting $750,000 for that, all right? For spit and a fucking slap to the back of the neck. No. If that guy got $750,000 and my boy Bongchev didn't get a fucking place to stay in the UK again, I'd be pissed. That'd be, you know, and there's many cases where Uber drivers have to share a car with strange or dangerous people, and this can lead to obviously life-threatening situations. And take for example, the psychotic passenger who suddenly grabs the wheel of his driver's car to force the vehicle to crash into a truck. In many cases, the assailant gets away, leaving drivers confused.
Bro, like, what leads, like, the intrusive thoughts had to have won. What leads somebody to do that shit?
What had just took place, right? And in most cases, Uber drivers set up dash cams to record any wrongdoing during a drive. It's the only way attackers get what's coming to them. Like the Taco Bell executive that beat down an Uber driver. This is a classic.
Yeah.
A video was released by an Uber driver named Edward Caban in 2015 where a drunk passenger was viciously attacking
Yo! What set him off to where he just starts smacking the shit out of this Uber driver?
him from the back of a car. Benjamin Golden
Oh,
had been
he
trying
pulled
to
his hair too. Is this the guy? This is the dude who just started beating the shit out of him?
give the driver directions, but was way too drunk to do it properly. And after driving in circles for a while, he ultimately parks the car and tells him he's too drunk and he's got to get out. Golden starts getting angry, and just before he starts to exit the vehicle, he starts slapping and punching Caban.
Bro, he's literally just telling him to get out because he's too drunk, and then this fucking guy just starts smacking the shit out of him, dude. Yo, he actually just started beating the shit out of the Uber driver.
And eventually, the driver pepper sprays him in the face until he starts running away.
Oh shit.
The police arrested him for assault of public intoxication, where he pleaded guilty and
Is that after the pepper spray? Is that still the effect of the pepper spray? Look at his eyes, dude. They're bloodshot red.
was placed on 3 years of informal probation. It was later discovered that Golden had been working as an executive for Taco Bell for over 7 years. And Taco Bell immediately fired him and encouraged him to seek professional help. Caban filed a $25,000 lawsuit against him to cover his medical expenses. It's weird how many executives, because what wasn't there the drive-through guy? I think it was like drive-through at Chick-fil-A or something.
You
And
see
he was
now Uber can carry guns? Yeah, well, I feel like that's just gonna make everything even more fucked up. Because imagine, like, you remember that Uber driver who fucking, the dude burped in his back seat and he actually just started crashing out and chased him down the block and spat at him and slapped him? Dude, imagine that guy had a gun. That'd be fucked.
like, "You're horrible for working here."
Oh.
To the girl. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It
That
like-
was, I know what you're talking about. That's because he
Now people start to hit people, die with a bullet.
was mad at Chick-fil-A because they were donating to like an anti-gay thing.
So-
Yo, I think you need to, like, read your chats before you send them. Because that makes no sense. I have no clue. That's some Looney Tunes shit.
like
so
that,
he
yeah.
was harassing an employee.
Yeah, some like 16-year-old who was just like,
I just work here.
I make fried chicken sandwiches.
We're always happy to serve every
I don't know how you live with yourself and work here. I don't understand it. This is a horrible corporation with horrible values.
And what's f***ed up too? The executive guy, he was recording himself. Yeah. What a fucking idiot, dude. Good God. But back to the Taco Bell executive, that fucking, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say that. That dumb. You think this story would be cut and dry, but no. Despite saying he was incredibly remorseful, Golden filed a $5 million counter lawsuit against Caban for filming him without his consent via dash cam and uploading it to YouTube. While Caban states he has PTSD from the attack and lives in fear from it,
I keep waking up in the middle of the night, think I hear something, and I keep the shotgun next to the bed now. I'm honestly afraid he's...
I fear that same Uber passenger from 6 years ago is gonna come attack me in my sleep. So what I do to make myself feel better about the whole situation is I keep my fucking 12 gauge right by me. I put it under my pillow while I fall asleep. She shot at the police and she got a gun out of her friend's car.
He's gonna come after me.
What leads up to that shit? You gotta be having a bad day, dude.
Golden's lawyer
Like, that's more than just waking up on the wrong side of the bed.
thinks that he was lying and that the video should be barred from being used as evidence. Unfortunately, the results of this court case are not public. I want to know. I want to know. Give Caban.
I feel like it's pretty obvious. I mean, this dude just started fucking hammering on him for no reason.
Justice. If anything, guess what, bitch? Counter sue. You just got countered sue to your counter sue. $6 million in Bitcoin. That's what I do. If I was Caban, I was in the deal with Golden in the courtroom, I'd just do this shit the whole time. I'd be eating 5-layer burritos the whole time. Oh, fucking Diablo sauce.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't win that case. Judge would immediately hit his hammer and be like, nope.
Really loudly into the court mic, open a fucking Baja Blast. Look at him. And when it comes to rideshare lawsuits, we can't continue without talking about one of the most recent court cases. Let's talk about rapper Dank Demos versus
What the fuck?
Lyft. You know Dank
Demos? What did she do?
Demos?
Oh yeah, this is a huge case.
Play one of the songs for half a second.
Oh, I don't know her. I just know the case.
Earlier this year, rapper Dank Demos put the ride-sharing app Lyft in hot water after posting a now viral video. In it, Demos films a confrontation with her Uber driver where he tells her he can't pick her up, explaining that his tires would not be able to handle the weight.
Oh, that's actually fucked up. Oh no. Oh no. How much does Dank Demos weigh? 489 pounds. How much weight can a tire hold? 1,477 pounds. It goes based off of the index. A load index of 75 can support 853 pounds. So, actually, that guy could have been telling the truth. Like, he actually, if he had a weight index of 75, he actually, like, could have been telling the truth. Like, his car might not have been able. This has to be this. What is this? If you stop
He insists that she calls for an Uber XL
I'm trying to get over with this video. I don't really care about that one.
before driving off. Demos, who had publicly stated that she was 489 pounds at the time, hit Lyft with a lawsuit for discrimination. Big girl. At the same time, though, that's pretty brutal. You can't be like, my tires can't take it. That's some personal vendetta shit, dude. Give her a
Midnight
ride.
sent
Like,
you.
what the Why do I feel like you sympathize with the driver? Look at you, guy. God. She told reporters on Fox, quote, I just want them to know that it hurt my feelings. She
Well, he could be telling the truth, because honestly, his tires could have not held that much weight.
feels that there is a noticeable lack of proper accommodations for bigger people like her. To be fair, you're huge. We can't just make everything that's going to fit your size. But at the same time, if you crawl your ass into the, I want to say big ass. I'm not going to go that far. It's rude. If you crawled into the, I'm not going to say crawl either. If you got in the back of a Toyota Camry, motherfucker can give you a ride. A Toyota Camry, a 2-ton vehicle can handle 489 pounds. That's all I got to say, all right? My fat ass has been in many times.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah, if you could fit
That might be hurt your feelings, but he didn't want to hurt his car.
200 to 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That actually might have put, damage on his engine. I'm not even trying to sound rude, but, that actually could have done damage to his car, having to pull all that extra weight.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Midnight, have you ever read a dictionary?
It's ridiculous. If anything, the guy was, it was discrimination at its most. He looked at her and he was like, I don't want her in my car. Literally, is what happened. And it sucks, but it is what it is. His excuse, though, my tires, fuck off.
I mean, it is his car. He kind of does have a say of who goes in it. This is a wake-up call for her. Yeah, I mean, if you can't even get a ride on a Lyft, it's gotta be a sign.
Dude, such a stupid excuse. Lyft responded by saying they condemn all forms of discrimination, but are unable to do more as things are caught up in litigation. The case is still underway, but recently Dank DeMoss had taken her newly found fame to start up in OnlyFans. It is rumored that she is on...
What the fuck? Yo, any girl that gets a moment of fame just takes that opportunity to just start an OnlyFans. Like, what the fuck? Why is that always the route that people go? Also, why does she have a tattoo that says baller belly?
On track to being a millionaire based on her adult content alone. This may have inspired her most recent business venture, where
People are actually paying for that?
she is starting to produce a line of adult sex toys inspired by her fupa, which is the fatty upper pubic area.
I think
She's making sex toys based on her fatty upper pubic area.
she lost her court case, actually.
If she lost it, guess what, dude? If this whole thing trickled in her becoming a millionaire because of a
I
thing
was
like that,
eating, now I'm not hungry.
more power to you. Sometimes passengers get into an Uber expecting a safe ride, but end up becoming forced to witness a crime. Let's talk about the Uber high-speed chase of 2024. 34-year-old Jose Emanuel,
Yo, bro, imagine you get into an Uber and he goes on the highway and then like a statey tries to pull him over. He looks in the rear view. He's like, "Oh, you're in for a ride today." He just fucking shifts, downshifts and takes off. You're just sitting in the back seat, like you're sitting in the back seat, just like, "Are you still gonna bring me home?" What do you think would happen in that scenario?
Romero fat.
Romero Fat? Romero Fat. What if it's Romero Fat? I cannot say Romero Fat. Had prior history with arrest for not having a valid license, being arrested a total of 3 times. And just after getting off probation, he decided to drive for Uber. He had picked up 2 passengers, and during the ride, a police officer...
Why would you ever think that that's a good idea? If you... Also, how did Uber let that pass? He was arrested for not having a valid license, and you let him be an Uber driver?
tried to pull him over at a traffic stop after seeing that he had modified exhaust system. Jose, in response, decided to peel out and begin a high-speed chase. That would suck.
Did
to
he
be
have a passenger?
in that.
I cannot go back to prison, Holmes.
Cut! Cut it out! He reached up to 120... Okay, we cannot keep that... I cannot. He reached up to 120 miles per hour with passengers panicking in the back seat. Police officers...
There was passengers in the back seat, and he's just fucking actually just racing down this highway.
No way! After his tires started to give out, he rushed out of the vehicle only to be tased and arrested soon after. His new charges include fleeing and eluding...
Bro, what did the passengers do? You think like... You think like they tried to arrest the passengers and they had to explain that like they were just trying to get an Uber.
A law enforcement officer with lights and sirens active, resisting law enforcement without violence, and once again driving without a valid driver's license.
They're just trying to get a ride to like fucking Applebee's. And they get into a high-speed chase.
Honestly, bro, would have just pulled over. Would have just pulled over and been like, I f***ed up, man. Because now what? You're looking at serious prison time.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, these horror stories can sometimes lean into downright morbid and unsettling. Let's get...
Yeah, did he think he was gonna get away from that? Like, there's literally no way you're getting away from that. You have witnesses in the back seat. Just let's go to Walmart. Let's just call an Uber.
Last year, a video went viral showing dashcam footage of an Uber confrontation between
Yeah, next thing you know, you're reaching 120 going down the highway with some random dude in the driver's seat.
23-year-old passenger named Jennifer Galbelt and 45-year-old Muslim driver named Shahol Muhammad. At one point, the driver began an Arabic prayer when he was stopped at a red light. Jennifer took this moment to pull out a pepper spray and spray him in the face.
What the fuck? What prompts someone to do that? This dude's literally like doing a religious practice in the driver's seat, and this random like college bitch just decides, I'm gonna spray him with pepper spray. She's the fuck? What? Like, why would someone do that?
I mean,
That had to racist.
Car.
he just starts going to his prayer and she's just like, oh, no, thank you. And to the person just be like, stop that. And the guy's like, ah! Ah! So
Yeah, also, he's the one driving you around and you just pepper sprayed him in the fucking eyes. Like, how do you expect him to drive now? That had to be racist. Yeah, honestly, that had to be racially motivated.
Up. The man starts fighting back, eventually leaving the vehicle while the woman's friend freaks out. And in the footage, she directly asks Jennifer why she did that, only for her to respond with, "He's brown."
Oh no! Ooh, ooh! You're blonde and you're trying to buy pepper spray. This should turn you away. She been waiting for that moment. Yeah. She was excited. She heard the prayer start and she goes into her purse and immediately grabs the pepper spray.
You're not wrong.
Can a fucking man not just say a prayer in his car, dude? A prayer, Nick.
It sounds scary if you don't know what they're saying. He attacked me.
God. Cut it out! She stands outside of the car in a strange silence before being convinced to leave with her friend. The man calls the police only a few minutes later. Jennifer was arrested on the scene and charged with, and I count, 1 count of assault in the 2nd degree as a hate crime, 1 count of assault in the 3rd degree as a hate crime, 1 count of aggravated harassment in...
Why does it look like she's getting older with every frame?
The 2nd degree. Try to fucking puzzle that one together, dude. Jesus Christ. And you know, Uber rides can make people pretty anxious, especially for some women who find themselves with male drivers. It happens, right? I understand. Getting in a car with a guy that you don't know, you're immediately just like, I'm kind of uncomfortable. It happens. That's why if I was an Uber driver, I'd be like, don't worry, sweetheart, we're going for a safe.
Dude, if he was a mean person, he could hit her with his car. Yeah, no, for some reason, I feel like that wouldn't be justified in court. I feel like if you get pepper sprayed, you don't have the right to just fucking run them over with your car.
Right. I have like snake contacts in. Don't worry, you're in good hands. However, sometimes rash split-second decisions can lead to horrific tragedies. Just like Phoebe D. Kappas, a 40-year-old woman, was taking an Uber to meet her boyfriend at the El Paso casino he worked at. During the ride, she saw that a sign reading Juarez, Mexico. Unfamiliar with where she was at the moment, she convinced herself that her driver, 52-year-old...
He could say I couldn't see where I was going. Well, yeah, but then that's still manslaughter. That's still a charge.
Daniel Pedra aimed to kidnap her and take her to Mexico against her will.
How the fuck? How do you even go about doing that? There's a border.
Bit of a jump. Bit of a jump. She's like, I don't know where I'm at. You're gonna kill me and take me somewhere else. He's probably just like listening to like fucking like music too, and he's just like, you know what I mean? Just like normal shit.
Yeah.
She could even see like the casino in the distance. She's just like,
She probably dozed off for a split
Yeah.
second and then saw that. Where am I? Mexico.
or one time, you know, it's kind of fucked up. Not to go on too much of a tangent. Anybody who says that I'm in the wrong there. Which here, let's go back to it. Without questioning him, she immediately pulled out her heavy revolver and shot the man multiple.
Whoa! It's a bit of a fucking jump.
Times from behind. The car swerved off the road and slammed into a highway barrier. Crazy. Insane! Page's head was bleeding heavily, and Kopis used this moment to take a picture and send it to her boyfriend. When he drove over to the scene, police had just arrived. Kopis was charged with aggravated assault, and the investigation did not prove that there was a reasonable
Why does she have gun? You know women can buy guns, right?
suspicion of kidnapping. The route that was used for the Uber drive was nothing out of the ordinary. It was nowhere near any sort of entryway to Mexico. Pages was taken to the hospital, but he was eventually taken off life support 2 days later.
Oh, she thought he was kidnapping her and bringing her to Mexico. So she took out a revolver and unloaded it into the back of his seat. Okay, I get where she's coming from.
Created Kopis charged to murder with a bond set to $1.5 million, which later reduced to $500,000. She now faces life in prison if convicted of murder, and the case seems to be still ongoing. Here's a newsflash. Put her behind bars! Forever! What fucking psychopath? Also, she's just like, let me bring out my fucking Yosemite Sam revolver and shoot this guy 6 times in the back while he's driving. Imbecile. Like, racist imbecile. Like, so those are the people too where I'm like, now here's your punishment. We're going for a drive. Oh great, I'll get in the back seat. You're driving and I'm sitting directly behind you. Can you put these fucking dots together?
What's crazy is
it's just annoying, man.
Pull out the Uber app and just be like, where's he taking me?
You have a map. You have a map that's like, you can tell if it's not going. If it was something weird where even it was like, but she didn't realize that he was going to his parents' house first, then I'd be like, well, yeah, you can't deviate from the. But to be en route, you're perfectly on time. Yeah. This is the literal route that he's taking. It's just some old fucking boomer, you know what I mean? Who's just like,
oh, he was taking her to her destination too, and she just fucking pulled out a gun and shot him.
Where am I? Instead of like being able, they're the people too that when they do their phones are like this. And this wasn't the first time that an Uber ride was involved with the deaths of innocent people. Sometimes the driver's the one holding the gun, like the Michigan Uber driver killing spree.
What?
Jason Dalton, a 48 dude, these 48-year-olds.
Yeah, what?
That's when your brain goes to mush, dude. I totally feel it. I'm like a few years away from just being in this comatose state where where I'm just gonna be in a grocery store one day and just like look at some person like by the milk section and just be like,
Pull out your revolver.
yeah, I'm just gonna carry a giant fucking gun with me everywhere. What are you looking at me for? He's trying to poison me with milk. Jason Dalton, a 48-year-old Uber driver from Michigan, went on a killing spree throughout a 5-hour period while working.
They like they take the last carton of eggs and you just pull out a fucking gun and just unload on them.
His rideshare job.
Jeez.
This sounds, when was this? There's that new movie it's not super great, it's not bad. Spree, with one of the dudes from Stranger Things in it. He's great in it. That became like a weird like indie hit too, like underground movie hit. People like that one a lot. Spree, check it out.
This was what inspired it.
I'm wondering. Starting around 5:45 p.m., he shot a woman in her mid-20s named Tiana Carruthers in front of her children in a parking lot. For the next 4 hours, he performed his normal duties, picking up Uber passengers and driving them to their destinations. And around 10 p.m., he decided to find his next victim at a car dealership. It was there that Richard Smith and his 17-year-old son, Tyler Smith, were shot and killed by Dalton. He immediately began firing more shots at random people in the parking lot at the Cracker Barrel. This shootout took the lives of 4 more people, all between the ages of 60 and 74. And in the process, a 14-year-old was greatly wounded. In the end, 6 people died and 2 were injured. By 12:40 a.m., the police took him into custody and stripped him of the semi-automatic handgun and his tactical jacket. Emily Linmar, whose father and brother died in the killing spree, told the court in tears, and I quote, "Every day since I woke up to half my family being gone has been a living nightmare. Nothing feels right and every day is a constant painful struggle. The same cycle of waking up to chilling reality that half of my family is gone." Tiana, who survived the gunshot, told him in court, "You tried to kill us all. You failed. I'm standing here, right here in your face. How does it make you feel? Look at me. How does it make you feel?"
Damn.
I know. He refused to look at her or respond. At another hearing, he interrupted a victim to go on a bizarre rant, which he said, "No, they gave bags. These old people. They have these old black bags that are called, well, they're black. They're black bags that people drive around and people look at them. It gets real bad. It's time people look, and that's when they tell the people it's time to get to the temple."
What?
What the fuck? Yo, I think this guy's racist. He just kept bringing up on how they were black colored bags.
What are you even talking about, dude?
It's black bags.
Black bags. So he's just insane. He's off his fucking rocker.
Something like
Yeah.
screw loose, just fucking.
Or do you think that's a tactic to be like, he's insane, plead insanity?
I mean,
Does that still work? Do people still do that?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it works, but people always will plead insanity because a lot of times it's like he snapped.
Yeah. Well, it's don't put him in jail. He needs to go to a mental hospital. Or yeah, it's bullshit. Dalton seemed to be too unstable to analyze for a proper motive, but it was noted at some points he outright refused to apologize.
Well, if you
Chad, would you rather go to prison for the rest of your life or go to a mental hospital for the rest of your life? Honestly, I think it depends on the crime. Because I feel like, I would honestly, if I went to a mental hospital for the rest of my life, being around crazy people would make me go crazy. So either way, I'm going to go psychotic. But going to prison, it depends on the case. Because honestly, if I go to prison for like murder, if I was like a serial killer, then it could be like a Jeffrey Dahmer type scenario where I just get killed in prison. If it's for anything to do with a child, you have better food and your booty won't get take. I mean, yeah, but you're constantly around people who are actually fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But like if it's anything to do with a child or like SA, then I think I'd rather go to a mental hospital. Because your chances of being killed in prison are probably much higher than in a mental hospital.
apologize, then that assumes,
Well, I think that you can, even if you're insane, you can be like, "I'm sorry that I did this thing."
That's where the other lawyer goes,
"Oh, exactly. He's a monster. He admits it." He tried to convince investigators that the Uber app took control of him and made him kill those people.
It's just like being online, just a bunch of crazy. Yeah, except they're actually in front of you and they can actually hurt you. That's the difference.
He described himself as feeling, quote, like a puppet, saying it would take over your whole body, which he was charged with 6 counts of murder, 2 counts of assault with intent to commit murder, and 8 charges of using a firearm during the commission of a felony. Dalton pleaded guilty to his charges, and around 3 years later, he was sentenced to life in prison without parole. This is a person where I think you just should fucking put him down, dude. That's always what I think. It's just, okay, well, here you are. You're just gonna live here forever. Put him down. This seems odd. This seems so fucking weird. A story like this can really...
Well, so like in some states, life sentences aren't like life sentences. Like I'm pretty sure in Georgia, a life sentence is like 10 years. Or maybe that's Florida. Somewhere down south, their life sentence is like 10 years. But like most of the places in New England, it's like if you get a life sentence, like you're put away for life. Like a life sentence in New England, I'm pretty sure is like 60 years. So if you're gonna commit, no, I'm not gonna say that. That's kind of fucked up.
Really be so frustrating because there seems to be no clear understandable motive, meaning this horrific tragedy really happened for no reason at all. When I see stories like this, I'm always just like, this guy, it's been like a boiling pot for years and it was just waiting for the time to just fucking pop off. Stories like the ones we cover today really do remind you that basically anybody can be behind the wheel of an Uber.
That guy who did mass murder got out last month. He's 87. Bro, what?
Or Lyft, right? But also people can be vice versa. Anybody can be in the back of your car that you're helping out. Most people have completely normal and pleasant experiences, but always be careful because you truly have no idea who you're dealing with. You don't know what kind of crazy individuals are taking you places or dropping things.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, like, who's handling. Like, you never really know who you're putting your trust in. Some good stories. Learn something.